We begin in the Middle East, where the U.S. military launched airstrikes on an oil port in Yemen on Thursday, killing nearly 75 people and injuring hundreds more. The fresh round of strikes are one of the deadliest since Washington escalated its military campaign against the Houthis just last month. Washington says the strikes were carried out on the Ras Isa fuel port located in the Hodeidah governorate along the west coast of Yemen on the Red Sea. The port hosts an oil pipeline crucial to the country's infrastructure, and most of Yemen's imports and its humanitarian aid also pass through this port. The United States says the air attack was aimed at cutting off revenues to the Iran-backed Houthis, as the port is reportedly their source of illicit profits.
The objective of these strikes was to degrade the economic source of power of the Houthis, who continue to exploit and bring great pain upon their fellow countrymen. This strike was not intended to harm the people of Yemen, who rightly want to throw off the yoke of Houthi subjugation and live peacefully.
Now, according to Houthi-run media network, all those killed in the strikes were workers at the port. And reports say the air raid drew widespread criticism across Yemen due to the civilian deaths and the strategic importance of the port. The U.S. also conducted overnight strikes earlier this week, killing at least 7 in the west of the capital, Sana'a. And the ongoing U.S. strikes have now triggered protests in Yemen, with thousands of protesters taking to the streets in Sana'a last week.
The Yemeni people took to the streets today to deliver a message to the world that the aims of the American and Israeli enemies by their aggression against the Yemeni people to terrify, scare and subjugate the Yemenis have failed and will fail. These Yemeni people took to the streets in millions to tell the arrogant in this world that we don't break and we don't lose because we have a relationship with God. We rely on God and gain our strength from God. Therefore, no tyrant power in the world can conquer them because they get their strength, confidence and help from God.
Now, since March 15th, the U.S. military has struck oil refineries, airports, and weapons sites in its near-daily strikes attacking Houthis across Yemen. President Donald Trump has vowed to use overwhelming force to paralyze the Iranian proxy group and stop them from targeting shipping in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden.
We're going to stop the Houthis, which we're making tremendous. They like shooting ships down and out of the water, sinking ships. They get a kick out of it, but they're not getting such a kick out of it now, are they?
Meanwhile, the Houthis, who are acting in support of Hamas in Gaza, have retaliated with drone attacks on American warships and missile attacks on Israel, none of which have caused major damage but risk a wider regional war.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.